We are finally back to normal. Join me as I recap week 13 of being a YouTube content creator. So, let's start with the stats. As always, I have 590 views. Again, a lot of those are attributed to a short that I published. I have 14 likes, I gained 1 new subscriber, and I have 5.7 hours of watch time. The last video that I published on my homesteading channel was a pause on my journey because of everything that we're going through. And so now that I'm going into season 2 of my channel, which is a perfect time to actually start a new season because that ends the 90 days, the first 90 days of my journey. And so now I'm starting season 2. And so with season 2, I am yet again restructuring everything. I just finished scheduling to publish the last video on season 1 of my channel. And this video kind of ends on a low note. It's talking about how I've had to put my journey on pause because of something that's going on in my family. And so this next season that's going into, I'm going to take advantage and do a complete change of my structure of my channel. While I like the videos that I published in season 1, I feel like they're a little bit too tame for who I am. So they have a light background music, a lot of voiceovers. It's very calming and relaxing, which is nice. It's very cinematic, but I don't think it shows the real me. It doesn't show the funny me, the fun me, the light me. And so I want to go into season 2 showing a little bit more of who I really am. And I'm going to take advantage of now starting into a new season. Over the next couple of weeks, because I am scheduled about 3 weeks in advance. And so over the next week, I'm really going to look into the scripting of my next coming season and try to decide how I can incorporate changes that will drive value. So we're still talking about growth. We're still talking about homesteading. I think we're just going to try to change the videos so that they're not only more cinematic, they're more storytelling, they're more light, they're a little bit more funny, and see how that goes. I think I want to try to show more of the real me in these future videos and see if that draws a little bit more viewers, a little bit longer views on my videos. And I think that's the goal. That's the goal going into season 2. Again, every time I look at the analytics on the channels, every time I see, the views, the likes, the comments, I'm really trying to make sure that I'm focusing on improving the next video. And so this is what I'm going into. So learning from season 1, I think I want to change the way that I'm doing my videos so it shows more of my personality, of who I am, and then see if that draws a couple more views or more subscribers. That's the goal. With season 2, I want to continue to focus on storytelling. I want to continue working on improving the cinematic value of the videos. And I want to bring in more raw vlog footage of myself, really bringing in my personality, who I am, and making it a lot more lighter. So I might take out this, the soft background music that I've been playing in my videos. And I might just bring in more natural sounds. Let's talk about what I think is working on my videos. I think for sure the cinematic aspect is working on my videos. So I live in an urban environment, and I think people tend to forget the beauty of the suburbs. And so when I'm filming, I'm trying to film a nice aesthetic view of my backyard, of my home environment. And I think that's something that's just going to continue to remind people that it doesn't matter where you are, you can find beauty where you are. And so I think that one's working. Another aspect that I think is working is the storytelling side of things. And this one, I don't think I have it down right. And I am building on it, but I think I can get a lot better. I think the storytelling aspect really draws people in. And so I think that's one that I can continue to use if I can enhance it and make it work properly. The last thing I think that might be working well is the little bit of raw vlog footage that I'm throwing into my videos. And again, this one I kind of have to work up to. I've been doing mostly voiceovers because I'm more comfortable doing the voiceovers opposed to standing and sitting in front of a camera and talking. And so I think in my main channel, that one has been a struggle for me, but I think that's one where I can really open up and show who I truly am and can draw people in that way. So that one I think is another thing that I can enhance to improve my videos, and that is working because I'm sprinkling it into videos. So I think that one might be a good one to keep as well. What I think is not working is the kind of classical music that I have in the background. It is nice, it's calming and relaxing, but I think it kind of probably turns people away. So, again, my channel is for entertainment and people are looking for entertainment. So, I'm not providing value as in knowledge or expertise in any area, but it's mostly to entertain people, to bring them along on this journey that I'm going. And so I think if I want to do a story about entertainment or a channel about entertainment and it's storytelling and it's cinematic, having that kind of classical, light, soft music in the background might be a little bit too boring to say, to not find a better word. I don't know that boring is the right word, but it's a little bit too relaxed. And so I think that classical music, that light, soft music, is not really helping as much as I think it is. While I like it and I think it's calming and relaxing, and people, who want to have a nice, calming, and relaxing video in the background might like it, I don't have a lot of voiceovers going through it. So I don't think it's as entertaining as it should be. And I really want to focus on bringing a more entertaining aspect to these videos because that's really what I am. I'm going to be an entertainer opposed to providing knowledge or expertise in any specific area. The last part that I think I can improve on is going to be the scripting of my videos. And that's really where I think that right today I am doing a lot of voiceovers opposed to getting on camera and talking and explaining what's happening or talking the viewers through my journey. And I think by limiting the voiceovers and doing more on-screen talking will help them guide them along the journey as I'm going through it opposed to after the fact. And I think it'll bring them along and drive more entertainment because they're living the journey with me at that very moment. So they're seeing the indecision, they're seeing the growth, they're seeing the struggle, they're rooting along with me whether I'm going to make it or not, they don't know, but they're going to go every step of the way. And I think that will drive more subscribers, more viewer engagement to be able to see me go through my journey, not live, but through the moment, opposed to just a voiceover after the fact. I do want to continue to change and improve my channel. My challenge with that is I really don't know how to do all that. I don't know how to do raw vlog footage along with cinematic, along with storytelling. So I really have to sit down and figure out how I'm going to incorporate all those things, which I think would make for a great video, into my story, into my channel. The struggle with that is how do I incorporate all those things? So the raw vlog footage, the cinematic style, and the storytelling, how do I incorporate that into one video and to show my journey into homesteading? So that's my struggle, but I have started to just record more daily, trying to get more, real raw vlog footage so that people can go along the journey real time with me instead of me kind of making it look, a little bit too cleaned up. So that's the goal in moving into season 2, is to really show more of me, really bring out more of my personality in those videos. I'm really going to work on moving away from doing so many voiceovers. I like to do the voiceovers because they give me a little bit more control. And so that's something that I'm really going to have to work on, is being comfortable with talking live more. I can do it with these recap videos because, again, I'm just sitting here. I'm not really working on anything. But with homesteading, I'm going to be working on a project. And so it's going to be harder for me to restart my video if I'm already in the middle of a project. It's going to look very obvious. So I'm going to have to, go with the flow of messing up and being more authentic. But that's the scary part. And so that's something I'm going to have to figure out how to work through and how to really plan ahead so that I can minimize the mistakes as much as possible while still being entertaining, while still showing, what I'm actually walking through and working through. How much research have I done? In the last week, I haven't really done a lot of research, but I've made an attempt to do more research. I have purchased 2 books, so one on food preservation and then another one on air fryer cooking. And I'm going to try to incorporate both of those items into future homesteading videos. I really also need to really think about what other projects I want to do and what other research I can do on those. So I'm going to do more woodworking projects. So I need to research what kind of things I want to build. I do have a couple of topics I already want to do. So I want to make a potting bench in the backyard. I want to make myself an L-shaped desk. I think the research that I need to do is how do I build those so that I can really start moving towards incorporating those into my channel. So the research that I'm moving into is really more about homesteading opposed to YouTube activity. And so that's where my future researching kind of tasks are moving towards. Let's talk video editing and scripting. I'm still toggling between Clipchamp and CapCut. That has been working for me. I'm going to continue to do that until it becomes a little bit too cumbersome. But for now, that's working for me. They're both free, and so I'm going to continue to use those. And the reason I'm still using both, so with CapCut, I'm able to put in all my clips faster. It's not freezing up on me. But with Clipchamp, I can use the caption, the auto caption generator, which I'd have to pay for the upgrade on CapCut to use that. And also the background music that I like to have in my videos. I have to pay CapCut to use those where they're free on Clipchamp. But Clipchamp, the website just runs too slow. So that's the reason why I'm continuing to toggle between the two, but it's working for me for now, and so I'm going to keep doing that. As far as scripting goes, I'm trying to be able to record more daily so that I can get more raw vlog footage in real time opposed to doing a voiceover or a recap later. So I'm focusing on trying to get more daily clips in my script so I can pick up more items that I can put in my weekly videos and kind of change things around. It's working great with homesteading, but with these recap videos for this channel, it's a little bit harder. And because I have the specific topics that I want to talk about, and it's kind of hard to incorporate videos weekly on that because I'm just recapping the whole week for you. So I'm still trying to figure out how I would record, or how I would capture daily footage to use in these recaps, but it is something that I'm trying to do and improve on. How many recordings did I do this week? I recorded a whopping 268 clips, and there was two reasons for that. So the first one was I built my third raised garden bed, which is always a lot of work in itself, and usually it takes a lot of clips. The second one was I am using a second recording device. So I told you in a couple of videos ago that I have bought the Insta360, and so now I'm doing double the recording, which means that I can record in multiple places at the same time. So I now have double the clips. And actually, I just remembered a third thing, and I did a lot of cleanup work, and I've done more recording throughout the week, trying to pick up more raw vlog footage. And so those three items are actually why I have so many clips this week. It's the trying to record daily clips that I can incorporate in both channels, and then the extra recording device, and then the raised garden bed, which that alone is a big project in itself that required a lot of clips to record. So how do I like using the Insta360? So far, I cannot give you a real review on it because I haven't used it as much. I'm still much more comfortable using my iPhone than I am using the Insta360. This is very vain, but I like the way I look more recording on the iPhone than I do on the Insta360. I think it's a little less forgiving on my physical appearance, on my actual image, than the iPhone is. And I don't know why that is, because I only use the cinematic feature, which kind of, cleans me up a little when I'm doing these particular recaps. But when I'm recording everything else, I'm not really using that cinematic. I'm using just the regular camera. And I feel like I still look a little bit cleaner on that one, a little bit more put together. The Insta360 for some reason is just not as forgiving, but I have been using it to try to get different angles, and it's been great. I haven't been using it more than I've been using my iPhone yet. And I think until I can get to that point, or I can use them both equally, I can't give a good review on that tool yet. Did I have to spend any money on my channel this week? I did not. But because I'm recording more with the two devices, I do see that I'm going to have to get an extra external hard drive soon because I'm using up that storage pretty quickly now. So in the near future, I'm going to have to probably pick up another extra external hard drive. That's a tongue twister to say. How did I do with my schedule this week? So as a reminder, I put my schedule together either Sunday night or Monday morning. I plan everything in my Happy Planner, and then I try to stick to that. And so the main things I have are my strength training sessions, and then my YouTube tasks, and then of course my dinners. I'm starting to write in there so that I can hold myself accountable and stop eating out as much. For my strength training workouts, I did do my Tuesday workout. It's Tuesday night, which means it's strength training night. Did I want to do this? I surely did not. I had my full day's worth of work. I got off work. I got straight to doing dinner for the boys. I got the dogs taken care of. And then it was time for me to dedicate time to me. I wanted to sit down, work on YouTube, record some things in the garden. But really, if I don't dedicate this time to my strength training, the only one that's going to suffer at the end is going to be me. So I have to take the time to do this as much as I don't want to. Do I feel better for doing it? Well, not at this very moment. I sure don't. Maybe after I shower, I get refreshed, I get back to, being a little bit more relaxed, I'll feel better. But at the end of the day, I know that it's helping me. I know that this is really helping my body. It's helping me physically. It's helping me mentally, even though I don't feel it right this very moment. It does help me. And so I'm going to stick to it, because if I don't hold myself accountable, nobody else is going to hold me accountable. So this is one way that I'm going to continue to just grow throughout this journey. And really, every decision that I make that's hard, that's against what I want to do, makes me stronger in my discipline, because my motivation is going to be gone. It comes and it goes, but my discipline is what's going to stay. And so every decision that I make that enforces the good habits, the good behaviors, just increases my discipline for me. So I'm going to keep doing what I need to do to build strength, to get strong, to stay physically active. And I'll bring you along with me. I did do my weekend workout, but the Wednesday one I had to cut short because I just wasn't feeling good. I started it and then I started to feel bad, and so I had to cut short. But I did get through most of it. I think I got through about 60 something percent of that workout. It shows you your percentage at the top of the screen where you stop. And so I got to about 60 something percent of it before I had to just give up. And then as far as my YouTube tasks go, I didn't record my recap on Monday like I'm supposed to. And I don't remember why I didn't do it. It's Monday night. I'm supposed to be recording my recap. It's a little bit after 10 p.m. right now, so it's just not going to happen. I should have done it a little bit earlier, but Michael had some tasks he wanted to do, and we have to kind of balance out our responsibilities. So I said, you know what, go ahead and do what you want to do, and I will just hold off and do my recaps another time. Tomorrow is my strength training day, so it's not going to happen tomorrow, but maybe I'll try to squeeze it in on Wednesday instead. But instead, I'm just recording it on Wednesday. And then all the other items, I am kind of sort of keeping up with it. Now that I'm past the family situation that I'm in, I really just have to get back on track. And so that's what I'm going to be focusing on. And then I have been putting in a little bit of extra time, kind of catching up on some of the things. And so that's another thing, is I'm working longer after my day job to kind of get these things caught up with. And so I'm not really sticking to an exact schedule, but I'm putting in a lot of extra time. How are my emotions this week? A roller coaster of a ride, right? So we finally ended that family situation that kind of had us on hold, that kind of had us, really struggling through getting these videos and working on my YouTube channel in general. So that ended just in time for our family pet Nova to get sick. And so, we ended off the last week thinking we were going to have to put her down. We took her to another vet, got a second opinion. We don't have a good diagnosis. Like, her kidneys are at 25%, but they were able to give us medicine to keep her going. She's not in any pain and she's not suffering in any way. But because her kidneys are at 25% between the two of them, that it is a terminal diagnosis. There's nothing we can do, but as long as she's eating and drinking and moving properly, without any problems, then, they just keep going. And then if she ever gets to the point where she stops eating for 3 or 4 days in a row, then at that point we do have to let her go. But since that second visit, she has been doing a little bit better. She's not 100% back to where she's at, so we're still haven't gotten her eating her full meals. She's still a little bit sluggish, but she is eating and she is drinking. Just slow recovery, I think, at this point, till all that medication kicks in. So I have 4 goals that I have in place right now. So we'll just go over each one at a time. The first one is my daily calendar setup. So like I said, either Sunday night or Monday morning, I'm putting together my calendar, writing everything in, and making sure that I'm scheduling what I need to do for both my health, my physical health, my and my YouTube channel, and my dinners, all in that calendar. So making sure that I'm putting that calendar together, or all those entries in, is one of my goals, and I did that this week, so that one was good. The next one is journaling, and this one is I want to journal daily. So right after I do my morning Bible study, I should be taking the time to now really get back into full journaling. When I was going through the family situation, I was kind of just really quickly jotting things in, but I wasn't really focusing on putting together a lot of information into that journal, really like letting everything out. And so I want to get back to really journaling. There was a couple days that I missed this week, and so I do need to get back on track with my journaling now that I'm back to semi-normal. The other goal that I have is making sure that I'm filming my recaps on Monday when everything is fresh in my mind. And again, I didn't do that one, and I need to get back on track with that, or just get on track, because I don't think I've ever been on track with that one. And then the last one is putting thoughts into Notion right away. Because I have the Notion app on my computer laptop, on my phone, on my iPad, if something pops into my head that I want to use for my channels, I need to get into the habit of just opening up one of those electronic tools and putting it in there right away before I forget it, because I have been getting so forgetful. And so if I say I'm going to do it in a little bit, it's not going to happen. So I need to make sure that as soon as something pops into my head that I know is a great idea to move forward with, just open up an app and one of the tools and put it in there right away. So those are my goals. Do I have any milestones for this week? I don't think I have anything I can list as a milestone. No milestones. Do I have any accomplishments for this week? I'm going to say reaching that 90-day as a homesteader is an accomplishment for me. And so sticking to the journey for the first 90 days, and I filmed a recap on it, that's going to be an accomplishment for me. And actually, I'm just going to go ahead and list that as a milestone as well. So reaching my 90-day mark as a homesteader. Woohoo! That's going to wrap up week 13 of being a YouTube content creator. I want to thank you for the privilege of your time, and I hope to see you again next week.